Yeah, we just had our first day of boot camp. 2 more days of that, and you know, I feel like we got a leg up on probably the competition with the Spain trip, and just getting to go out there to a whole different culture and experience that, and do all the sightseeing and learn a little bit about the history, and obviously bonding off the court and getting those 10 extra practices in the summer, and being able to get a couple games in against quality competition. Uh, was definitely beneficial for us, and hope that springboards us into practice Friday. So
Yeah, when you're able to travel abroad with all these guys, how much of a chemistry building advantage does that give you guys, especially coming off of a season where you lost a couple key players?
it was awesome, and it kind of went like as I figured. With us just having so many talented players that are smart and unselfish. So uh, sometimes it looked like we were, you know, getting ready for SEC play with it as far as the chemistry, and then obviously we had points where we kind of looked like we just didn't know what the others had going on. So, um, but it's definitely a good experience to, get on the court as soon as possible, even if it's before the games actually count.
How have the has the chemistry kind of developed between you and Javante now being the kind of the backcourt duo that's going to lead things next year? How's
Oh,
that?
it's been great. Both of us with our ability to play off the ball. Um, we can kind of take the pressure off each other as far as making decisions for the team, whether it's calling a play or just getting in the paint and making a play for someone else. And we got a little bit of that experience in a couple of the games last year. Uh, some games when Trey wasn't able to play, and then sometimes we had lineups where me and him were the guys making up the backcourt. So we're definitely going to build on that, but I like where we're at right now.
What have you seen from James and Charles in their time here so far?
James has been awesome to start. James, unbelievable worker, unbelievable person. Um, Really, I think he'll be, as solid of a freshman uh, as you can probably expect, especially in a conference like this. Um, Charles has definitely gone at me in practice and made it a point of his to defend me every practice and challenge me with his on the ball defense, and he's made a lot of strides, and both of those guys have made a lot of big strides since they've gotten on campus. I can go down the line if y'all wanted to ask about Trendon and all those guys too. Y'all gonna have to remind me of the names. We got a couple new faces. Yeah, that's cool. Trendon, he's so versatile. He can play pretty much all 5 spots, which is going to be big for us. And he's going to have a great year for us because he comes in and listens on top of the talent that he has. Um, Parker, a lot of guys are familiar with Parker and what he did to us. And he continues to do that in practice, and he's going to be a big piece of what we're able to do. Caleb Starks, I put Marlon probably is the only athlete that's better than him on this team, and just another guy who comes to work every day and approaches things the right way. So it was a seamless transition from him from LSU E to here. What other names we got?
Deshaun.
Sean.
Deshaun.
Deshaun,
Yeah.
new guy. He was able to come to Spain with us, and great guy. He's been dealing with a couple little injuries that's kept him out of practice, but when he is out there, he plays hard. He listens. I feel like he's going to be an elite, definitely an elite rebounder for us, and just comes in to play his role. And I'm excited about what he's been able to do in the short time that he's been here.
Yeah, of the returning players, who you see is taking a pretty big leap of improvement with what you've seen?
Uh, if I had to put it on one person, I would say probably Emmett and his leadership and his maturity and how he's grown in that sense. And I think it's just just growth in that area has, helped his game all around. And, he's expanding his game a lot. He's shooting the ball a lot better in practice, and we're expecting that to translate to the games. And, but, Javonte's, done a great job with leadership improvement. And, he's always been a really vocal guy, and he's been able to use that more in this role and the role he's going to have on our team. And another guy that doesn't get as much recognition probably is Cortez, and I think just the way he's been battling against Emmett and that type of battle that they've been having, Cortez has made a lot of improvements.
So, Skylar, you went to a new country.
Yeah.
Did you learn any new language? Did you try any new food? What were the people like?
Yeah, Coach Golden introduced me to a bunch of different things as far as food, but I did okay with the Spanish out there because I took 4 years of it in high school, and helped me out a good bit. But with the food, I definitely want to shout out Coach Golden for introducing me to different stuff like the paella. I don't know if I'm saying it right, stuff like that.
You mentioned Cortez, but also Andre was on the team
Andre.
last year. Just kind of how have those two developed from year 1 to year 2 in the program?
Andre's been awesome. He was amazing out there in Spain. I think he had one game where he may have had eight rebounds and 6 offensive rebounds. That's stuff that we get excited about. And he shot the ball really well. He had to shoot the ball probably 60% from 3 out there. So, we expect him to build on that. That's kind of his niche on this team. And, he's going to have a great year too.
During the off season, you went kind of through the pre-draft process, tested the waters. What did you learn in that experience, and how much do you think you grew going through that?
Yeah, I think that was a great experience for me, and with the new rules that were put in place, I felt like it kind of would have been stupid not to at least go through it and, get that hands-on experience and hear from the people that make those decisions as far as your future if you want to go that route. So to work out for 5 different teams and get good enough feedback to where I had to make a tough decision, it only gives me confidence for this year and how I can improve on my game and, show that to the NBA scouts.
Can you just talk about, I guess, in the weeks after the season, the uncertainty with Will, with guys declaring to take a look? It's like, had all this stuff going on. What was it like to finally know that Will was coming back, all the guys were coming back, and it's like kind of got the band back together? What was it like to that feeling like everything's back to normal?
Yeah, it was good. Just having that stability makes it easier to move forward with, the plan that he has in place for us, the plan that he has in place for just the LSU basketball program. So knowing that stability is there helps you let go of any stresses, and you can just get back to work and, put a great product on the court.
Anything else, guys?
When you look back in the last year, you kind of wonder how y'all actually all did that down the stretch. You won a championship and advanced to the Sweet 16. You kind of, when you look back, like, God, we handled all that adversity and still got there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we definitely dealt with a lot before the season even started. Around this time, it makes a year Saturday since what happened with Wade. So, I'm definitely looking forward to this Saturday and getting to go to the graveside, and we're going to do something for him. It's crazy to think that it's been a year since then, and all the things that have happened that year. But I think it's helped each of us grow as individuals outside of basketball, and helped us develop a confidence that I feel like you can only develop through our type of experience, not just because it wasn't just something normal. But I'd say we came out very successful, and we're gonna get a little jewelry to show that we did the right thing, and good things came from all that we went through.
Skylar, if I could ask you, being on campus with the other student athletes, what's your opinion of Joe Burrow, the new offense, all the points? What's that been like to watch?
Man, Yeah, it's his world. We're just living in it, man. He's been awesome, you know, and I haven't got to meet him personally, but, you know, just by watching his interviews and stuff like that and follow him, he seems like he approaches everything the right way, like a champion's supposed to. And, you know, we're hoping that all the work that he's doing and all the great things he's doing leads to that.
This guy is somebody who's been a part of multiple teams over the years here. Have you kind of thought about what are some of the differences between maybe last year's team or maybe even the year before that? But, you know, how does this year's team differ from what you've seen so far from what you've had in the past?
We'll just start at sophomore year. We won't go too far back. Making me feel old, man. I'm only 22. But sophomore year's team, I had a lot of veteran leadership and guys like Doo-Wop. Even though me and Doo-Wop had come in the same year, you know, just Doo-Wop, his wisdom, just the way he carried himself, was somebody that rubbed off on me. And I was talking to him earlier today. But you still had guys like Epps, who was in his 4th year. You know, I think we just had an older group. Daryl Edwards, Brandon Sampson was in his 3rd year at that time. So we weren't as childish, I guess, and it's okay to be childish. I think that's where this team is kind of separates itself as far as just, you know, clowning, kind of inexperienced right now, but, you know, I think what all 3 of the teams have in common is that we're just super talented. And, you know, obviously there are little things that change throughout the year that are the difference between wins and losses, and it shows in the different records that have been for the 3 different teams. But, you know, I guess just to close, I'm starting to ramble. Just to close, you know, I'm excited about the group this year, and I think we're going to be able to, you know, take some things from last year with the guys that were from last year and, you know, implement them into this team, and we can make some stuff happen.
Skylar, it's rare that a college basketball player stays all 4 years. Just how unique do you think your experience has been and the benefits of staying throughout that time?
You said how rare is it?
Well, how unique do you feel your journey is?
My journey? Yeah. Oh, especially after last year, man. Super rare. But, you know, it's been a joy to represent this university. You know, being from Baton Rouge and growing up an LSU fan and being able to go back to when I was in middle school and getting to take in the football games all the way to becoming a recruit and being able to get on the field. And then now I'm hosting kids who are 16 and 17. So things like that are stuff that, you know, I'm going to remember, and I'm going to, you know, obviously being on the court with all the different guys and all the different relationships I've built, it's been a wonderful experience for me, and, you know, hoping to go out with a bang. Thank you.
Well, head coach Wayne,